guys, today we are very quickly going to be learning how to do a half double crochet. So what that is a stitch that is halfway between a single crochet, now I'm using US terminology here, but a US single crochet and a US double crochet, okay? So this is a half double crochet and it sits in between the two. You can see it's got the kind of tightness of a single crochet, but also some of the height of a double crochet, and that is what we're trying to achieve here today with the half double crochet. So to start, what we're going to do is take our yarn, pull it out, and we're going to make some chain stitches. So first we're going to do a slip knot in whatever way you see fit. Pop your hook in, and now we're going to do our chains. Now I'm going to chain 12 for the purpose of this video, but you can chain however many you need to do for your project. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we've got our 12 chain stitches there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our half double crochet into the third chain from the hook. So we're going to ignore this one here that the hook is on. We're going to ignore the next one, and we're going to do our half double crochet into the third one along. So this guy here. Now to do our half double crochet, what we're going to do is yarn over like we would if we were doing a normal double crochet. Pop our hook into the chain. We're then going to catch the yarn and pull it through the chain. So we've got 3 loops on the hook. Now if we were doing a double crochet at this point, what we would do is we would do this in 2 steps, but we're not, we're doing a half double, so we're going to do it all in one go. So we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And that is your first half double crochet. Now I'll show you again in the next one. So what we do, we yarn over, we pop the hook into the hole, catch the yarn, pull it through, so we've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, and we're going to repeat that all the way along to the end of our chain. Okay, so I'm down to my last chain here, so I'm going to do my last half double crochet, tighten the chain a little bit, and that is our first row complete. So what we're going to do here now is we're going to turn our work and start working into the next row. Now there are a couple of ways you can do this, and my main advice would basically just be, if you're following a pattern, do what it says in the pattern. Someone, you know, whoever's made that has probably accounted for tension, and you know, they've done a swatch, so they know what they want, they know what size they want this to turn out to be. But you can either chain 2, turn work, ignore the first stitch and work into the second, or we can do what we're going to do today, which I think looks nicer. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn our work, and then we're going to work straight into that first half double crochet that we did in the previous row. Now the reason we do that is because I think it looks nicer. When you start doing chains and working into the next stitch, you get a gap at the end of each row, and I think it looks a lot more tighter and compact and just generally neater when we do it in this method. So for a half double crochet, we've yarned over, pop the hook in the hole, catch the yarn, pull it through, and then you've got 3 loops on the hook, catch the yarn and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And we're going to repeat that all the way along. Okay, so now we're down to our last half double crochet from the previous row. So we're going to half double crochet in there. And that is essentially our second row complete. And that is what your half double crochet will look like. Now we'll do one more row just to practice that turn again, I think. Let's get some more yarn out. Okay, so remember what we're going to do is, to turn our work, we're going to chain one, flip it over, and then we're going to work into that first double crochet stitch from the previous row, and we're always working into that hole in the stitch. We're not going under it, we're going through it. So half double crochet and repeat all the way along. Now when we get to the end of that row, we've done our last half double crochet, we want to make sure we're not going into that chain stitch from the previous row. We want to leave that where it is, we don't want to be working into that, because then we'll have too many stitches and things will start to go a bit wonky. So that is basically it. Now it's a pretty simple little stitch. You can obviously upscale your hook. I've used a 4mm one here today. You can upscale your hook and yarn size if you need to. You can scale it up, scale it down. It's a pretty speedy little way of doing something compact but gaining a bit of extra height. So it's halfway between single and double. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, give me a little like and subscribe. Super helps me out. But other than that, have a lovely day.